Hey guys, it's Heather, and today is going to be a really chill vlog. I'm going to be animating something on After Effects. I actually don't even know exactly what I'm going to make. I'm just going to mess around and see what comes out the other side. At Team Liquid, we have a brand new facility in Europe, and we're actually going to have a brand new wall that displays a ton of artwork from our staff. And so they kind of asked us if we have any artwork we want to turn in. We're welcome to, and it will be displayed on the wall. So this is kind of what I'm going to make for that. So I drew up this rough sketch of our mascot. It's a little horse. His name is Blue, and it's super cute. So I kind of thought I would maybe do it in like glasses and kind of do this galaxy space thing. I'm not entirely sure yet, but first thing I'm going to do is kind of use my sketch to draw out the basic shapes that are going to be in the animation, and then I'll just go from there. So I picked a color that I want for the sunglasses and kind of traced over it a little roughly because my sketch is pretty rough anyway. And it looks a little smoother in After Effects just because I'm using that different tool. So now I'm going to need to cut out a shape for the head, a shape for the mane, and then I don't know how I'm going to do the line art. It's undecided. I think I'll pick a more like intense blue that like fits like the neon space colors instead of like the deep blue that it normally is. And I want the mane behind it to be just a little darker just so it doesn't all blend together in one big mass. And I think the head will be just white. Okay, I have no idea how this looks. Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. I still don't think I'm going to do line art, but I do need shading to kind of provide these lines for the ears. I'll make shapes for the nostrils. I don't know. I think I'm making like blue with these like Saturn glasses on in space, and I'm going to just do a GIF.
Make an astronaut helmet.
Oh, that could be cute. Okay, I think that's the only line art I'll do, and I think I'll do a new shading technique that I've never done before for the ears and the mane. We'll see how that turns out. But before I go any further, something I really got to do is name my layers because it's about to get a little crazy from here. Me trying to animate things and move things around. I really need to know which one of these is which. So I'm going to name this one right nostril. This one will be left nostril. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move all these together. Everything that is, let's make it dark green. All the dark greens are Blue's head. And now we're going to move on to, well, wait, if I want to do a space helmet, I got to determine that now. That is too thick. That could be really cute, actually. All right, if I'm going to add a space helmet, then I really need to add like a body? I'll just do 2 actually. We only need 2. I was gonna do 3, like real retro style, but I think 2 is fine. And then I think I'll have that be the bottom edge, so like you won't see this area, but I do need to add a body in the suit now. His whole now it looks like his shoulders are in the helmet. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how Blue is right now. We're gonna add a lot of fun stuff to him to make him look really like just cool and colorful and have a lot of shading on him. Right now he's very flat. It's just the basic shapes. No shadows or highlights or anything like that. But before we do that, I'm going to animate all the other basic shapes and then just do all the shading in a row. So this is going to be our main composition. This is where the final product is going to be in this square. Now I'm going to start making the space background. And I want this composition to be really wide. So this composition is much wider, and we're going to kind of old school style animation like they did practically when they would kind of back in the day when they would have someone look like they're running, they would actually roll the backdrop so that the backdrop is like moving. We're gonna do basically the same concept but digitally. Alright, so this is kind of basic right now, but we'll see when we add like the changes to it how it will look. Next, I want to add maybe a planet. So what I have to do to make this ring is I make a circle that I stretch out, and then I mask out an area that I don't want. And masking is basically like adding a shape that will either add or delete. Like in this case, I want to subtract. If I wanted only the space within the mask, I would do add, but I want the opposite of that. And then I can manipulate this to better fit the shape I want. I feel like this is a complicated way of doing it, but I added another planet and cut out just the top half. And so that half is above the circle, or is above the ring, and the actual planet is below the ring. And so you can't really tell that there's two planet shapes. It looks like there's just one, but there's actually two. So I want to add that to my space background. And then we're going to add the space background to here, and it's going to kind of go like this. So now the background does repeat, but I think I want to do something fun where it actually feels a little more chaotic. He's not perfectly spinning on one axis. I kind of want it to be going up and down. There's a reason I don't like it, and it is because they all like move perfectly together. I don't know if I like that. It feels more like a piece of paper. Like I would rather have like just the planet going up and down and just the stars. Woo, it's a little fast. This is the basic animation we have. I'm gonna add some changes to the background, but I'm gonna do it at the end because the effect is kind of a lot. It like takes a lot on my computer, and I actually just tried to do it and my computer crashed. So we're going to stick with just basic animation for now. I think one last thing I do want to add before we move on is to have Blue moving in some way, even though I want it to feel like a camera is like attached to his suit and you're just watching him float around. I do want him to be doing something. I think maybe just nodding would be the easiest thing. He has a very minimal face here because it's just sunglasses and just the nose that really make up his face. So if I could just add some animation that actually, let's see, where's his nostrils and sunglasses, we're going to add animation to. Oh, I kind of like that. So this is like a fast nod down and kind of a slow come up. The only thing that I will change is that it's kind of weird that his face is moving and his head isn't. So I'm going to try, at least just for the part where he really nods, to animate his whole head. All right, so I made some tweaks to my animation. I think I'm happy with it now. Now that it's decided, I really can't change it except for the background. So I think blue is good. Now we're going to do the new stuff, which is adding shading, which I've never done before, but I have kind of like a vision. I did some research. I think the fastest way to do it, and what will help me with like picking the colors I want for the shading, is to shade the background, because then I know what the background looks like, and that'll help me determine what colors I want to shade blue. So let's make some background colors. So that's nice and wavy, and then we're going to animate this as well. One issue I'm seeing is that it's pretty bright, so I think I want to turn it down a bit, like maybe overlay it. So we have more or less the background. Now we're going to make these shapes look a lot less flat. Let's start with the head, because the head isn't moving. So that should be a lot easier on me to be able to add shadows to the head, get an idea about the concept and how I plan on tackling that, and then doing it to the animated things. So yeah. So now we have like a nice shadow here on the bottom half. So let's see if blurring it will help. That looks actually really cool. I did not expect it to look that nice, but I love it. That was so easy. All right, let's see if it continues to be easy. All right, so actually that was my first experience shading in animation, and I actually like how it turned out. I think my favorite part is that there's a little bit of white touching his cheek here, and so it's not just dark to the edge. It really does make it feel 3D. It was kind of a tedious process, so I'm gonna pause the recording and just add this kind of shading effect to the whole thing. So I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so I added shading to everything else. The glasses look a little bit, like, it really emphasizes that the shape of the glasses aren't perfect because of the shading, but I think it's fine. I think it adds to the charm of this like piece. So now I'm going to do the helmet, which I want to do something kind of fun and different with. I want to see how it looks, but I want to try and attempt a kind of magnification on his helmet so that the things behind it are a little like kind of altered. I hope my computer will be fine with that. Magnify and not like crash or anything. And we don't want to magnify that much because that's a lot. So let's bring that down. Oh, not the size. Let's bring the magnification down a little bit. That. And we don't want it to apply to Blue's head. We only want it to apply to the background. So let's just put it right above the background. So now when things go through, oh, let's add the magnification even more. Is there a way I can, is there a fisheye CC lens maybe? What does this do? Oh, oh, wait, I think I found what I'm looking for. I will say he does look way more 3D than he did when we first laid down just the shapes. He was really flat before. So I do like how the shading turned out in the end. Maybe we just make it a little brighter in there. How's that look? Wow, pretty trippy. This is starting to look really cool. I'm excited about it. Okay, so we have the cool like kind of distortion of the helmet, but I do want to add the round, like the 3D spherical roundness to it, because right now it just feels pretty flat. So I think I'm gonna add just like a nice, you know, classic shine through it. It should be theoretically be easy. All right, now let's do space. Okay, so it does repeat still, which is good. I think it makes it a little more dynamic than just the flat. It's going up and down, which is kind of nice. Sweet. So now I have an option. It's up to me if I want to rotate Blue's body at all. I don't know if I do. He kind of looks cool on his own. I was thinking maybe he can like go like this just in space. Let's see. What would that mean? I would have to take everything in blue, which is the suit, the helmet, all of these things except for the distort. So this will be blue complete because it is a whole. Blue is a whole. If I turn him off, he disappears. If I turn him on, he's still there. And then calibrates to normal. There we go. That feels a lot more. It feels like an ocean wave a little bit. It's very subtle, but I think it makes the difference of like kind of bringing this whole thing to life. I think we are very, very, very close to done. I think the only things I want to try and do is kind of bake it in. And what I mean by that is like really just, we have all the animations, we have all these little effects. I really want to make them feel really cohesive, like they're all part of one piece. All right, I think the animation came out really well. I feel like I dove into this having no idea what it was gonna look like. I've never done anything like this before, but I think it's pretty cool. It's like a short little GIF that I can share with the facility, and I hope they like it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you kind of sticking around while I tried to figure out what I was doing, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.